Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here on MLB The Show. At the last episode, we revealed the draft pick ratings and the overalls and potentials of all 7 men that were drafted this year. Now, they weren't all great, but I do think that we had some winners. First round draft pick, Rod Quick, looks to be good, and Santiago Robles from a round 2 compensation pick looked great as well. But before we can see any of those guys, we do have to finish the rest of the year. And as the division stands right now, we are 9.5 games behind the Milwaukee Brewers. They have been putting together a great campaign. As to be expected, the Brewers are a great organization, but the Pirates are the closest to overtaking them at just under double digits. The rest of the division is not very close. The Cincinnati Reds are at 500, third in the division at 56 and 56. The Cubs have been struggling all year, and the Cardinals have somehow gotten worse and worse. So that's where the division stands. At this moment in time for the National League wild card, we are currently situated well. We are 2 games up from the cutoff right now. It's us, the Diamondbacks, and then the Mets. There is a little bit of space there between the Giants and the Reds as they are further back. But if the season ended today, we would be in the postseason. And I think that is a mark of, despite some frustrations, it still has been a successful campaign to this point. I just think that there's a lot more work to do, and I was hoping for better results here now in this year. But it is time to move forward and try to continue and improve as we march towards the end of the year. And it will be the St. Louis Cardinals, the basement team currently in this division, a 3-game stretch as we host them at home. Andrew Abbott is going to take the mound for us today. He's got 10-4 for his record, 115.2 innings with 87 strikeouts and a 4.59 ERA. I do feel like, generally speaking, he's been on a little bit of the upswing for us, so hopefully that continues. And he will be facing Andre Palante, whose record is 4-7, just barely over 100 innings pitched with 73 strikeouts and a 4.31 ERA. The pitching matchup could go either way, kind of a coin toss, but I gotta believe that our offense is better than the Cardinals. Let's see if that turns out to be true today in Game 1. Well, there was a lot of offense, but the Cardinals come roaring forth to win 10-7. Ouch. Offensively, we ended up with 12 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Every batter in the lineup except for Evan Carter contributed by getting hits. Now, Carter still did pick up an RBI, so he was there, and it was useful to have him, but unfortunately, we could not power enough offense through to win the game. We had doubles today from Jared Triolo, Brian Reynolds, and Harry Ford, a triple from Nick Gonzalez, and Jack Sawinski powered out a home run today. Andrew Abbott had a tougher start. He only went for 4 1/3, allowing 7 hits and 5 earned runs. 1 walk as well, and he struck out 4. Hunter Harvey comes in to try to give some relief, but doesn't do very much better. He got 2 outs for us, but he also allowed 2 hits, a walk, and an earned run. Dennis Santana and Brian Abreu do not allow runs in the innings that they played, but then Hunter Stratton comes in and continues to struggle against Major League competition, picking up his 4th loss of the year. Now, I took a real chance because he was performing so incredibly down at AAA, but calling up Hunter Stratton, I think, may not end up working out for us. I'm going to give him just a little bit more time, but with that 8.10 ERA, he only got 2 outs, led it through 3 earned runs. Yeah, I mean, the loss rightfully so goes to him, although Abbott and Harvey really didn't help us out on that aspect either. Clevenger gets the final out for us, and then Majinski gets the final inning, allowing a run but not an earned run. And maybe it's because that was in extras, or it was due to the error on the field by Harry Ford. I don't really know, but either way, the mixed bag of ERAs there for all of those pitchers is not really inspiring very much confidence, but you know, everybody has their off days, and not everybody had one today, but I think generally speaking, the pen has just been less consistent than I would like to see. Let's get to Game 2 with Shane Baz versus Sonny Gray. No big build-up today, except for, I think, Sonny Gray, it should be noted, seems to be really reaching the end of his career. He's got 13 losses so far this year with a 4.62 ERA. It's been very tough for Sonny Gray, and unfortunately, I would love to see that number get even worse. Let's go. Well, it's a very low-scoring day. The absolute opposite of Game 1, and we did pull out the win. Shane Baz gets win number 11. Sonny Gray lost number 14. Now in Game 3, to clinch the series for one team or the other, it will be Zach Littell versus Tekoa Roby. And that's a big-time win for us. The offense comes to life. It's a 6-1 win, and Littell improves his ERA, now down at 3.53. He's been really consistent lately. Love to see that. Next up, it's a division leader matchup against the Milwaukee Brewers, who are currently at 72-44. But after 2 wins in a row to take the series against St. Louis and then a day off to rest, I feel like this is primed now at the top of our rotation for Paul Skeens to pick up a win against Tobias Myers. It's a 3-game stretch in Milwaukee with a day off afterwards before we travel to New York, as we are now getting into the month of August. Wow. We got absolutely demolished. 18-8, Milwaukee takes the win. What happened here? Everybody in our lineup got a hit, and some of these guys even better than that. 2 for 6 for Luis Arise, 2 for 5 for Brian Reynolds, 2 for 5 for Sawinski, 3 for 4 with a walk for Steve Seidlinker, 2 for 3 and 2 walks for Evan Carter, 2 for 4 for Joey Bart, 1 for 5 for Gonzalez. The extra base hits, we got doubles really only, 1 for Luis Arise and 2 for Steve Seidlinker. Arise made an error out in the field, and then all of the pitching fell completely to pieces. Paul Skeens has what might be the worst start of his entire career here in Pittsburgh. 2 1/3 with 5 hits, 4 walks, allowing 7 earned runs with only 1 strikeout. Now, despite that disaster of a game, his ERA still remains under 3. So luckily, he's been really, really stellar all year, because that could really inflate an ERA. Carmen Majinski gets an inning in 2/3, allowing 4 hits and 3 earned runs. A very, very rare bad game for him. Dowry Moretta comes in and does about the same in less time. Only 2 innings pitched, or 0.2 innings pitched. 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 earned runs. Hunter Harvey joins the gang and goes for 2 1/3, allowing 1 hit and 1 earned run. And Brian Abreu, the final disaster of the game for us out of the pen, goes and gets 2 outs for us, but he also allows 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 earned runs. Garrett Clevenger, the only pitcher coming out unscathed, and he only needed to get 1 out. He got it via the punch out, so thanks to you, Garrett, but that was a disaster of a pitching day. And despite all of the good offense that we had, it was wasted. And possibly the Milwaukee rotation turns over now for Eric Fetty to take the mound for them. He's 13-5 with a 1.98 ERA over 154 innings. He is their Paul Skeens, and he will be facing our number 2 ace, Jared Jones. We take the narrow victory there. It's 4-2, and Jones gets win number 7 on the year. Next up, we come back to Andrew Abbott, and he's facing Jesus Luzardo. It's a Z, not an S. Luzardo. 9-5 is his win-loss record with 124 innings pitched, 117 strikeouts, and a 3.85 ERA. He's looking pretty good. Abbott saw his ERA go up after his last start, so let's clamp down, white-knuckle this, and take the series. Come on. We got a situation here for Dennis Santana. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, men on the corners, tie, ball game. And with Dennis Santana on the mound, I'm kind of mixed here in how I'm feeling about this. If you would have asked me a few months ago how Dennis Santana would be in this situation, I'd say probably great. I think I pretty much trust him to get out of here. But lately, just about everybody has been worrying me. And there we lose control with the 4-seam fastball. Let's try that slider low and away. That one just goes high up, and it's fouled off by Contreras. We are down to the final strike now, and maybe we can get something going. Let's try a slider just a little bit further out. 1-2, and we get him to go around, but it goes down the third base line in foul territory. 1-2 again. Let's try the circle change, low and away. Yeah, we got him chasing, and we will see extra innings in the situation. All right, so Jack Sawinski, as the extra base runner, is on second, and I'm going to replace him with Evan Carter. Carter's got 98 speed, so if we need some wheels, Carter's definitely the man to do it. All right, and first up to bat in this situation against Ryan Helsley, it will be Nick Gonzalez. Averaging .240 throughout this campaign, he has been pretty solid. I've enjoyed having him for another year. And Helsley, throwing 3 pitches, should be I say should be, but our real good chance is that 12-6 curve. It comes in slow enough that I should be able to track it. I'm just worried about the fastball and the slider, really. And, yep, there's the 12-6 curve coming in. It's just below the zone. And, of course, after speaking about it with confidence, I miss it. Just naturally, of course. 0-1 now against Gonzalez. Helsley delivering. Fastball that we are definitely late on. It's fouled away. 1-1 at the top of the zone. Very tough. Got to expect that slider. Trailing low and away. If it comes, I need to hold back. That was it. Just trailing away. Not quite as low, but I at least called the pitch. And now 1-2, I could see pretty much anything. Could try to power me through with the fastball. Could try to do the slider again. Change the timing. It's the fastball, but it misses low and inside. That one's a little bit of an easier take. Thanks for that. Now 2-2. Helsley's going to stop playing around. I'm either getting a challenge fastball or that slider low and away again, I think. It's the slider low and away, and even calling for it, I'm still a victim. Really, really tough some days. All right, Luis Arraez at the plate now. I've got my favorable matchup. So if that slider's coming, it's much less dangerous because it's curving in towards Arraez. So let's see what we can do. And it's a fastball. No, it's just foul down the third base line. Oh, that would have easily scored Carter and probably been a double to replace him as the base runner there. Instead, it's foul, and we reset 0-1. That's an easy take, low and away with the fastball. Evens up the count. Still got a good chance here. I like Arraez in this situation with his clutch. And that 12 curve misses away. 2-1 now. Arraez with a walk in his last at-bat, but other than that, he's 0 for 2. That goes down the first baseline, which will advance Carter to third. However, that is the second out now. And Helsley is almost out of the situation. It's Max Schumann at the plate now as the lineup has turned over. He's DHing today, but with Helsley on the mound as a righty, I want to get Jock in here. We got this guy specifically to hit right-handed pitching, and here we are in a situation indeed. Ryan Helsley, whose energy is now yellow, showing his fatigue, has gotten 2 outs in the inning. The base runner is on third, ready to give us the advantage. Jock Peterson could come up in a gigantic way for us right now, and he's been able to do it all year. He's averaging 294, but above that average, the slug is over 500. He's registered 100 hits this year through 340 at-bats, 19 home runs, 50 RBIs. I really, really love what Jock's been able to do, and I love when I'm proven right in making a gut call or taking a chance on a guy like that. It's been amazing, so I'd love to see Jock come through right here and gift us with another exciting moment. Well, we fouled that one away. 101 inside. The timing was also very late on the four-seamer, so we're not getting it there. 0-1. What is Helsley going to give us? It was the slider, and that probably was a hittable pitch there. 91 on the outside edge, but it wasn't what I expected, so he catches us looking, and now it's 0-2. Final strike for us. And we try to defend the zone on the 12-6 curve. It's going to be played by Contreras, and we do not score the base runner. Our job just got a lot harder. Now in the bottom of the 10th, Milwaukee trying to walk this thing off. Contreras at the plate. Ghost runner on second. And we get a pop-up to shallow right field for Evan Carter to play. And that's an easy first out on the first pitch. Nick Lofton now comes to the plate, and we'll try a slider low and away. Really good spot for that one, and it's fouled away by Lofton. Try a four-seamer. Let's go high and tight. Really good one there. Carter's going to run in, but it bloops into shallow right field. We throw home, but the runner doesn't advance, and there's runners on the corners now. And Jackson Chorio steps to the plate. We can get a double play or a possible pop-up that's going to be non-productive. Let me try a cutter high and tight and see what we get from there. It just goes kind of low and inside, but that's a good strike. Let's try aiming the fastball instead of that cutter. I feel more confident in a pop-up than I do in a double play. Let's try a cutter high and away. Really good swing and miss there. 1 and 2, and now we can try to target a strikeout. Slider, low and away. And he does make contact, stay alive. We'll try that circle change low and away again that worked last time. And it works this time as well. We get Chourio going around. And Santana only needs 1 more out. He's done a good job here. But men on the corners, they are still threatening a walk-off, and they've got a good chance here. Joseph Ortiz is 2 for 4 today. 270 on the year. And we get strike 1 inside.
0-1's the count.
I haven't thrown a sinker yet. I want to try to get that, and let's try to go low and away with it. It just goes away and, well, really low, but he goes around on it. He couldn't hold back. And now I'm going to try a cutter, high and away. Not really trying to get inside the zone. I just want it to be close enough. Yes, he goes around, and Santana's out of it. There we go. And now, as the inning turns, Danny Young steps in for the Brewers. He's got a 3.35 ERA, and Jock is on second due to the extra inning rule. We may want to replace him. Yeah, as the DH, it could be anybody. There's only 2 men left. We've got Palacios with 66 speed and Harry Ford with 83. So I will put in Harry Ford to run. All right, Jared Triolo is going to be the first batter up for us. Danny Young is a lefty. He throws 3 pitches, sweeper, sinker, and cutter. Nothing coming in above 91 miles an hour, so the timing should be fairly easy. His energy is not full, but his confidence is pretty high. And that one is under the zone, a cutter that misses low and away. Ball 1. I like Triolo for this spot. He's averaging 250. And that was a good one to go after, but the sinker is only fouled away. The timing was good, if slightly late. I thought it was a little better than that, but it's still in the good window. And that one was really tantalizing, but we're early on it as I try to adjust for the timing. It's now 1 and 2. Can't find the middle ground. No, we swing over the sinker. And that's strike 3. Side linker now. 2 for 4 today. One of those is a home run. I like this. Come on, Steve. Do it, man. Do the thing. We watch the sweeper come through.
0-1.
That had a little bit more movement than I was expecting. I thought there was a chance it'd catch the corner, but not a great pitch to go after, especially with the count at 0-0. But now it's 0-2 as we fouled the sinker. Early on that timing, but still could have been something. Said Young is getting everything going his way. 0-2. That one's easier to take. The sweeper misses. Sidelinker's been putting together a really good campaign. He's averaging 239, which feels low for me to praise as saying it's a really good campaign, but with him being so young and getting to the show so quickly, I'm really happy with what he's been able to do. He has been pretty consistent, and he's been a decent ball player. And he hits that one pretty well, but it is early on the timing, going foul. We've even up the count to 2 and 2 now, as Sidelinker still tries to make an impact. And that misses. Sinker away is not close enough to go after, and the count goes full. Speed on second base, rearing and ready to go. 3-2. Fouled away on the sinker. And we'll do it again. Timing was good. The energy now probably about 60% for Danny Young. Good at bat. No! Can't grab the sweeper as it comes inside and strikes us out. And it's our last hope. Switch hitting, all-star, gold glove, all-around great guy, Brian Reynolds. And we're late on that sinker, I know it. Yeah, not as late as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was very late, but it is still in that range. Danny Young's getting good results. Ties us up inside on the sweeper, and we're down to the final strike here. Milwaukee fans getting loud in my headset. Come on. 0-2 to Reynolds. Get really good contact there, but still early on it. All right, come on. Young is getting fatigued. I'd like to win the series. That'd be a big, bold statement for us. No, it's under the zone. We swing at the sweeper, and we get put away without scoring again. And turn now once more to the bottom of an extra inning. Now, Santana is tired. His fatigue is below 50%. And I do have two men warming up, or warmed, rather. Dowry Moretta and Garrett Clevenger. Due up right now, it's Nick Yorkie, or York. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even going to bother with it. He's a right-handed batter. Blake Perkins comes up next as a switch hitter, so not an advantage to be had there, although he's a little bit worse against righties. Makes me lean right, I think. And then Bryce Terang in the hole is a lefty. So, out of the two that I've got warmed up, Dowry Moretta is the righty, and with his high strikeout rate, it's at 11.45, that K per 9. I think that a strikeout artist could be a really good weapon to use in this situation, as Santana's just getting a little too tired, and I'm hoping that we can get through these three to give us another chance. So I think Dowry Moretta is going to get the call here. We'll go ahead and bring him in. I know the ERA is looking pretty bad, but he has also not pitched very much at all. Only 11 innings. So he's not really had a true shot or a true amount that I can really judge with accuracy. So we'll see what he can do for us here. Big moment for him if he can come through. We're going to begin with the fastball targeting low and inside. It misses on both accounts, but it's still strike one as he watches it. Let's try a slider. Low and away. That's really good. In nabs the corner. Awesome job there. All right, we've thrown the other two. Let's try the circle change away. He does not go after it. He's made a stone. All right, fastball. Low and inside. Oh, no, that's hit really well. It goes to Cruz in center field. We take the crow hop and throw home, and we're not going to get him. The Brewers have walked this game off. And they will take the series and maintain dominance against us and the rest of the division. So a tough series. The game one was a blowout, but the other two were competitive, and we pushed them into extras for game three. Not even really a moral victory, but at least the stomping did not continue after game one. So we get a day off to kind of wash our mouths out of the taste of that series loss, and now we're going to be going against New York. The Yankees are 60-59 so far this year, still playing threatening baseball. I know they're not a bad team, but we are 64-54. So I feel like so far we've been able to play better ball, at least based on the matchups and some results, but I like what Shane Baz has been able to do for us regardless, and he will be facing Carlos Rodon. And situation here, bottom of the ninth with 2 outs for David Bednar. Trying to save and close this game. Let's get in there. Bednar has been forced to throw 25 pitches so far, but despite that, his energy is still high. I want to try to get something either on the ground or popped up. Let's go target a ground ball first. We missed that one. Center of the zone. It's lifted deep to center field for Cruz. O'Neal Cruz in center. That is a Pirates win, and we take game one. A 3-1 win, so not much offense to speak of. Looking at the box score here, it was really only just a handful of guys, and those three is Steve Seidlinker, Brian Reynolds, and Jack Sawinski, as they all hit solo home runs to give all the RBIs to themselves. Max Schumann and Sawinski also picked up doubles today. That's pretty good. Shane Baz gets win number 12 and a quality start to boot after he goes 6 innings pitched, allowing only 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. An excellent start for Baz. Clevenger comes in and has a great inning. That's hold number 18 for him. Hunter Stratton comes in and does perform well enough to get out of the jam. He allowed 2 hits, so he's got base runners on, but he does get out of it with no earned run. So a good job to clamp down there. Bednar, as we saw in the situation, got out of it, picks up save 15, and drops his ERA to 3.16. The next matchup is Zach Littell versus Max Fried, and Fried's putting together a really good year, despite that win-loss record looking closer. I think that ERA is the true sign for him. After 158 innings, it's down to a 2.39, so he has been very, very good. Zach Littell, like I had said before, is on the upswing, hoping to see that continue and to push the Yankees under 500. It's a 6-3 win, and Hunter Harvey gets credited with his 6th win of the year. That's pretty good. Max Schumann DHing and leading off went 4 for 5 today, picking up a home run and 3 RBIs. That is awesome. Brian Reynolds goes 2 for 4. Sidelinker 1 for 4, and Sidelinker's one hit was a double. He also drove in 3. Nick Gonzalez went 3 for 4. No RBIs today, but still nice to see him have a good offensive day. Reynolds stole a base, and then all the pitching was pretty damn good today. Zach Littell had the toughest outing, going 4 innings, allowing 6 hits and 4 walks. Despite 10 base runners of his own, accounting, he still only was able to allow 3 earned runs, so he did get out of most of the trouble. It could have been far worse. Harvey, Clevenger, Santana, Stratton, and Bednar all give us a clean inning apiece. Only one hit between the 5 of them, and that came from Hunter Stratton. But nice to see the bullpen come in and stand shoulder to shoulder in solidarity with no earned runs between all 5 of them. That is very, very cool. And that means we also have taken the series. Now we seek a sweep, and it's Paul Skeens on the mound. Let's get it done. Well, we could get it done, but before we do, it's another situation for Bednar. Now, we lead by 2, but there's nobody out and 2 men on base. Yeah, we got to see it. All right, Bednar's energy is at about 70% or so. He has just come in, or if he did just come in, he gave up those 2 base runners. Only 3 pitches for him. Let's try a splitter, low and away. That's hit well, but foul down the third base line. Jason Dominguez up to the plate, a guy I'm very familiar with. I've had him in several franchises. And that misses center of the zone. Luckily, he's early. All right, let's try that big curveball away. I don't need to target in the zone. It's 0-2. I can waste this if we need to. Very, very close, but Dominguez holds up. All right, let's try a splitter also. Outside and away. It goes low pretty much, and it's fouled off. All right, what about a 4-seamer high and tight? Change the speed, location, elevation. Well, it just really goes inside at 98, and he fouls it off. What about a splitter low and in? Change the direction there. Under the zone, fouled away. Bednar cannot get Jason Dominguez out. Let's try a fastball high and away. We've not thrown anything like that yet, and Dominguez watches it to even the count 2-2. Okay, fastball low and away. We get him going, and Reynolds is running into center left field. Picks up the out. They do run to third. We're going to try the throw over, and we do not get him. Runners on the corners now with only 1 out. And Oswaldo Cabrera is going to step to the plate in the 7th spot. He's 1 for 2 today, averaging 256. We've got to get a strikeout, very shallow pop, or possibly a double play here. So in order to try to get 2 out of 3 or target 2 out of 3 outcomes, I'm going to try to keep everything low. I'm going to go for another splitter low and away. That misses high. We're going to go to a rise. We go to second. Cruz makes the turn, and we've got him. It's a double play to get us out and pick up a series sweep. Excellent job on the defense. And now we've truly built some momentum before the matchup with the Cincinnati Reds, where we're hosting them at home. They are 60-62, just under 500. Within the division, they are now above the Cubs and the Cardinals by quite a bit. So firmly in third place. We have narrowed the lead that the Brewers have, though, at the top. They are now only 7.5 games up, as they've lost 6 out of their last 10. We have been doing the best recently in the NL Central and hope to see that continue against the Reds. In Game 1, Jarrett Jones versus Rhett Lauder. And we lose 2-0. A shutout loss. Lauder picks up win number 9. Jarrett Jones gets strapped with loss number 3. Okay, let's turn it around then. They got their win out of the way, and we got our loss out of the way. Let's take the next 2. Andrew Abbott versus Chase Burns. No, it's another loss. Cincinnati gets back to 500 and takes the series. Can we avoid the sweep with Shane Baz? We cannot avoid the sweep. We just got swept by the Cincinnati Reds, who have been in third place in the division for quite some time, and that's coming off the back of a sweep of our own against the New York Yankees. Okay, then. Well, what about a team of lesser competition this year? It's the Chicago Cubs at 55-69. Zach Littell versus Reese Olson. And Olson looks like he's having a pretty good year for him. Gotta figure it's probably an offensive problem in Chicago, so see if that holds true. But it's a 4-game series, so we could split or we could take it, and I'd like to take it. 5-0 shutout to begin the series. There we go. Where did the offense come from today? Okay, hits for Cruz and Arise, Schumann, Gonzalez, and Ford. 2 hits on the day for Jock Peterson and Steve Seidlinger. A double, or actually 2 doubles from Peterson, 1 from Schumann, a triple from Cruz. Okay, plenty of offense and enough to get it done. Zach Littell gets win number 6. He's almost at 500 for the record, and that's really a great job of clawing back because he was worrying me early on. He goes 6 innings pitched to get a quality start as well. 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, no earned runs. Excellent day. Brian Abreu gets 2 clean innings where he strikes out 5 out of 6 batters that he faces, getting hold number 10. Hunter Harvey then comes in, and he is really turning around his season as well. Another one that worried me at the beginning, but a clean inning for him as he allows a hit, but strikes out 2, no earned runs, and now his ERA is under 3 by a decent margin. There we go. Next, our rotation will turn over, and I think Chicago's did as well, as Paul Skeens is going to be facing Justin Steele. Pretty sure that he's their ace. And it was a pitcher's duel, absolutely. A 1-0 shutout victory, this time for Chicago, as we are trading shutout wins and losses. Okay, Jared Jones next versus Shota Imanaga. And another shutout. This time it switches back over to our side, 2-0. So, a really competitive series thus far. How does Game 4 shake out with Andrew Abbott versus Ben Brown? A shutout loss. It's just checkers, back and forth, shutout, 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 shutout. Wow, when was the last time that we saw that happen? I don't know if I've ever actually, in my franchises, I don't know if I've ever had 4 shutouts back-to-back where we trade back and forth. That's pretty incredible. And I think that's about all I've got time for in this episode, as we are back now to 500 at 69-59, but we are getting very close now to the end of the year. The Brewers now creating more space, as we have only gone 500 over the last few series, but the Brewers now 7 wins in their last 10 to surge back into first place. The Reds are right behind us now with only a 4-game difference, as they've been doing better, and after the sweep that they gave us, yeah, they're a lot closer, and that's getting a little scarier. But that's going to do it for this episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you soon for the next one.